evening and welcome to BCN News. Leading our bulletin tonight, with thousands of Niueans calling New Zealand home, Niue's government is keen to try and encourage some of them to return or resettle on the island of their heritage. ABC Pacific Beat reports the government believes becoming the latest member of the Asian Development Bank will help them achieve that. And far from dipping into the vault for infrastructure loans, the Premier considers ADB membership to be an opportunity to upskill the island's workforce and increase its numbers.
I've always been reluctant to borrow money. I mean, I'm not, if you like, one to just go and borrow money for the sake of borrowing money. If we are going to borrow money, the money will go into the new development bank who will in turn disperse it, earn the interest on it, and repay it.
Niue's current economy, driven by tourism, is growing at an annual rate of 3 to 3.6% annually. Fishing, farming and services needs special review to improve their level of productivity in line with tourism.
It's the other sectors that I've got to focus my attention on to ensure that productivity can be lifted in the agriculture sector, in the fishing sector, in the service sector. This is where we'd like to utilize whatever expertise the ADB has to help us with that.
The Premier says plans to bottle and export Niuean water are well advanced, but some oversight from the ADB wouldn't go amiss.
We're seeing lots of talk about different potentials, some agricultural options, niche crops, value adding to organic products produced here, how revenue from fisheries can be further enhanced, and things like bottled water, which has been successful in other Pacific countries.
On the question of food production, the Premier told ABC that's not about exporting, but about self-sustaining.
We're already in the process of getting our water bottling plant up and running. All we're doing at this moment is looking at confirming markets and selling it.
However, Niue does not want to be overrun by tourists. The Premier says the ADB can play an important role in advising on and managing capacity so the island's pristine natural environment is protected. Emma Veve says by bringing in Niuean consultants from the diaspora in New Zealand, they can accelerate the process of encouraging those with Niuean heritage to consider relocating to the island.
An extra 20-50 people makes a big difference. To bring in former Niueans as consultants will also give them a taste of being back in their original homes, and perhaps there might be some greater appetite to move here.
However, in the short term, Emma Veve says Niue's biggest problem is labour supply. At the moment, she says the island relies too much on the versatility of its people. Premier Sir Toke Talangi is currently on overseas travel, and in his absence, the Honourable Pokotoa Sipeli, Minister for Infrastructure, is the acting Premier. Honourable Pokotoa Sipeli is maintaining responsibility for his portfolios within the Ministry of Infrastructure as well as the portfolios of the Premier and Chairman of Cabinet, Finance and Planning and Niue Public Service Commission. Sir Talangi is expected to return this Friday, 5th April. There have been no further attempts by the general public to smuggle unga overseas as of last Friday. This has been confirmed by the Biosecurity Authority with the unga ban for export overseas in force. The public has been urged to adhere to this arrangement and to avoid further disappointment to those people who are trying to smuggle unga abroad. Recently, New Zealand officials had intercepted some unga at Auckland Airport. As of last Friday, 29th March onwards, all bags and bins of food, cooked or uncooked, will be inspected first by the Niue Biosecurity Authority before check-in at the departure gate. Other measures like using the X-ray machine will also be used to ensure that no unga will leave our shores, as in accordance with the current unga regulation in place. The village of Alofi North has expressed concerns for their annual show day being held with other events on the island.
At their village meeting held on Sunday night, the village council, as with the respective members at the meeting, recognized the need for more coordinated efforts nationally so events don't compromise each other. Understanding it's out of their control, they're still seeking for other members of the community, should they have a special event, to please check with organizations such as the Niue Tourism to help them select days, which allows the greater population to be free. Most show days are already being registered with the Niue Tourism, the agency of whom generally follows up with each village to confirm dates. It's been noted that owing to such traditional ceremonies falling on this day, that these are busy times, resulting in some of their village members attending to such events forsaking celebrating together in their own show day festivities. Fiafia Rex, BCN News.
And finally, the Gen X machine is now being utilized for the testing of tuberculosis, which has been a boost to the hospital resources. 6 health workers have been trained on the use of the machine. Treatment for the 70 people tested positive for latent tuberculosis will be rolled out this month. The treatment is to prevent those who have already got the bacteria in the system, which is inactive, from further developing into tuberculosis. The 70 will be contacted by the health department to receive treatment. So far, 622 people have been screened, where 70 tested positive for latent TB, while 2 cases have been confirmed for tuberculosis. And that's your BCN News for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Good night.